Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and we have yet another chart analyst, this one with quite a large following, I'll say, who is stating that during this next bull run, he fully anticipates XRP to hit up to $30. In fact, the range that this individual chart analyst is looking for is $20 to $30. Well, I'll tell you what, even if it's the low end, Moon Lambo not going to be crying if that becomes reality. He's even pressed, so this occurred on Twitter. And he was pressed, which is perfectly fine. I like a good back and forth here. And he was pressed as to the reasoning for this. How could this possibly be the case? The sell pressure, this and that. And he stood firm and defended his position. So I'm going to share with you all of the thoughts, along with some other stuff going directly relating to price, I would say. How about the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and the First Lady, Melania Trump, contracting the coronavirus, which sent stocks and the crypto asset class down. Lots to talk about here. But still, I will just say this. I have a rosy outlook for the long term. The macro trend, I think it's still in place here. Now, I want to be clear that I do not have a financial background. I am not offering financial advice of any kind. You absolutely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm happy to share my everyday Joe Schmo opinion, but that is all that it is. I just run this channel because I like to engage with my fellow XRP community members, talk about this stuff, and make YouTube videos. It's a very fun hobby. That's it. Just want to be clear. I don't want anyone to think I'm someone or something that I'm not. So, before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, I'd appreciate the support. And also, if you're a fan of the idea of XRP getting up to the $20 to $30 range this coming bull run, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel to join the echo chamber. All right, so as I record this, we've got XRP at 23.2 cents and Bitcoin at $10,546. Market cap for the asset class down to $331 billion, and Bitcoin dominance at 58.8%. Now, if you are looking at your screen, if you're driving, don't worry about it. You keep your hands on the wheel at 10 and 2, motorist. I don't want you to become crashed into an animal like a fish or nothing like that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But if you are able to look at your screen, you will see that what's been happening in the crypto asset class here in terms of price action has been hitting all coins. Now, I'm just showing on this screen right now the top 10. Obviously, number 3 is Tether. Throw that out. That's a stable coin. But if you look at the action on this weekly chart here, just look towards the tail end, which is the last couple days. When there are big moves, the market just moves together. It's pretty clear. And so that's why the market doesn't literally move in tandem down to the second if you compare one coin to another, not down to the second, the minute, the day necessarily, but when there are the big moves in particular, it pretty much does, actually. And so you can see, if you look at this portion where I'm circling on Bitcoin, look at this portion of the chart for all of the top 10, all the way down here, and the charts look the damn same. And so again, this is an illustration that these cryptocurrencies are not sufficiently being, judged on their own actual merits, utility, this or that, which again speaks to the nascency of this crypto asset class, in my humble opinion. And I kind of like that because honestly, and I haven't really shared this before, but to be perfectly honest, as much as I would really prefer for XRP to break out on its own, to couple from Bitcoin, and I think that will ultimately happen as the asset class matures, in the short term, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like it's more of like a sure bet, at least, and again, not financial advice. I feel like it's more of a sure bet investing in XRP over this this next market cycle in particular, because it's more like, if you're betting on the entire asset class having staying power, which I'll bet on that any day, and then XRP is just being thrown in, lumped in general, it makes it seem like more of a I'll just word it like this, a greater likelihood that XRP indeed will see new all-time highs at some point. Because, again, people are just voting on the asset class. Like, that's it. And so, that's not all. And again, I understand there's a reason XRP is where it is in terms of market cap. There are a few people like me, for example, that are in space, and maybe you're one of them if you're watching a video like this, where you do understand utility matters. And so, as a result, it's kept XRP towards the top end of the out of over 7,000 coins, towards the top end of, market cap, right? Because right now it's at number 4. So again, that number being in like the top 5 or 6 over the last better part of a decade with over 7,000 coins today, that does say something. So I'm not pretending it doesn't. I'm just saying that I feel a little bit safer because I know that even though the utility matters and it is there, it in the short term, it's almost like nobody cares. I know that's a little too far. I'm not literally saying nobody cares, but it's kind of like I get the sense like a lot of people just don't care about that, and they're just going to vote for whatever crypto they want by investing their dollars into it here. But you can see, I mean, look at this drop off. I mean, so right here, this was around midnight, and so I'm in the Midwest in the United States, and so around midnight, that's when Trump tweeted out that he and the First Lady have coronavirus, and you can see immediately following that, tanking. It's come back a little bit since then, not much. Same for Bitcoin. Here's the Bitcoin chart right around midnight. And it wasn't even just crypto, though. It's like this happened, but stocks tanked also at the exact same time. So it's like stocks seem to lead it, then Bitcoin follows that, and then all of the altcoins follow Bitcoin. It's kind of like a weird convoluted type of thing, but that's what it looks like to me anyway. So let's get into this $20 to $30 business in terms of XRP price action here. So I'm going to share with you what this individual tweeted out and who it is, but I wanted to share with you first. I retweeted this because I appreciate the approach that this individual took. And so I retweeted what he wrote, which again I'll share in just a moment. I wrote, "This is reality. As I always say, there are so many positive developments within the XRP ecosystem that we don't need hype or conspiracy theories even a little bit." And so what did he write? Well, it's on your screen right here now. And this is Credible Crypto, by the way. So he's got 68,000 followers, and he's a self-described trader, investor, and entrepreneur. And so he wrote, "Keep it real. XRP price is not predetermined." Oh, it's so good to say that. When I see people talk about that, I'm just like, hopefully they're operating in good faith, but it's complete gobbledygook, and it just sounds like tinfoil hat conspiracy theory stuff. Nothing's predetermined. XRP is being traded openly on markets, and if you don't believe that the literal millions of people that have purchased XRP, because there's over 2.1 million accounts at this point, if you don't believe that they're literally buying and selling of their own free will, which is what determines the price, then please present some evidence for that, because that is such an extreme claim, and extreme claims require extreme evidence, and there is none for it. So all this stuff about it's predetermined to go to this or that, and the pre-allocation theory, it's a bunch of gobbledygook. And then you wrote, XRP is not backed by gold, and that's a fact. Gold is backed by XRP. No, I'm kidding. No, that's true. XRP is not backed by gold. There's no evidence for that whatsoever. And so I appreciate somebody just coming in with a level head and being sensical, because again, you don't need these things to be true for XRP to be incredible, for there to be an incredibly impressive ecosystem being built around XRP. There's enough positive news. We don't need that nonsense. And then he wrote, XRP will not reach the prices Bitcoin has of $10,000 plus. Now, I'll be clear here. I do not know where the price action of XRP is going to go. There's no way to know. And there's no actual ceiling, so it is always literally going to be humans deciding what any sort of asset is worth, whether it's gold or silver or stocks or Bitcoin, this or that. So it's more like what's the likelihood, given like the global population, that in our lifetimes we're going to see something like that, and I don't know. When he gets to what he talks about later on in terms of price action, that doesn't seem wacky to me. I'll speak more on that in just a second, but $10,000 plus, I am skeptical of that ever occurring in my lifetime. Again, I don't pretend to know. It's not financial advice. I'm not trying to crap on anyone's dreams here. But to me, that just seems so high that at some point it'll take so much money coming in that the multiplier effect is just not going to be there. And it's just like you can look at, like, think about gold. What's its market cap now? I don't know if it's around 10 trillion or something like that. I didn't check the price before recording this, but like, do you think gold is going to get to like 10,000 or 20,000? I mean, it's not literally impossible, but what is the actual likelihood of that happening if it's sitting a little shy of 2,000 right now and it's been around for eons? It's a harder sell for me. I'm not going to say technically no, because there's nothing from a technical perspective that prohibits that. I'm just saying in terms of likelihood, $10,000 per XRP sounds a little bit out there to me. But again, that doesn't mean that there's not tremendous opportunity. I am Mr. XRP Bull. He also writes here, XRP will not replace the dollar. Thank you so much. I love a level head. It's not even being positioned for that. Not really. I mean, technically, you could talk about what XRPL Labs is doing in terms of utilizing it as money, but that's small scale stuff. We'll see if it gets traction, and that's cool if some people want to do it. But most people are not having trouble spending their fiat currency around the world, and switching to something else just for the sake of it, for the novelty of it, is not going to happen. If anything, you're just adding friction to people's lives at that point. So Incredible Crypto then writes, but it doesn't need to do any of these things to make you and me life-changing money over the next 3 years. Exactly. And so that's why I want to be clear that, there might be some fringe people listening to me right now in the XRP community like, no, I believe it's predetermined. I believe it's backed by gold. I believe XRP will be over $10,000 and will replace that. I'm like, if you think all those things are going to happen super duper, I just respectfully disagree with you. But I don't need to believe those things that I perceive as way out there in Looney Tunes land to believe that XRP can absolutely change people's lives if they invest and hold, sufficiently. And again, I'm not offering advice on how to do that. I believe that there is the opportunity there. And so somebody named Sir Tubbingsworth wrote, what price do you see XRP going to? Personally, not a big fan of it. And then he writes in parentheses, granted, I'm not very educated regarding XRP. And he writes, but a very respectable mentor I know has a huge bag for the long term. And fair enough. Doesn't like XRP, doesn't know much about it, not being a troll. Fine, I can be cool with that. Credible Crypto then responds and wrote, and check this out. This is the money tweet right here. Don't know about the long term, but looking for $20 to $30 over the course of this next bull run, which is 2 to 3 years, he says, right? And so even if it starts running a year from now and then, the upside's 2 to 3 years, I'm not going to be crying over that. Like, the downside, because look, most of the time that I've been in crypto, which is almost 3 years now, the vast majority of it has been in bear territory. So if we have a bull run that takes years, a couple years, and it takes that long for XRP to get that high, I'm still not going to be crying personally, And things do happen quickly, so I won't be surprised if we see some serious bursts before it hitting $20 or $30, if it indeed gets there at some point. And then somebody named LDN Services wrote, you clearly don't understand your investment answers are easily found by a calculator with the correct input. It never lies. I will leave you a clue how much is the problem that solely Ripple are trying to solve, not R3 or any other entity building on the interledger. And so right there, what this person's getting at, I see this all the time, and it leads to what Galgatron has termed Frankenmath. Galgatron, our XRP community member, he calls it Frankenmath. And that's a perfect term for it, because it's not such that because the solution to a particular problem would require XRP to be at a certain price, that XRP then must be at that price. It's the exact opposite. It's more so that the problem can be solved if there is a sufficient blend of price and liquidity. So if humans that are openly buying and selling XRP decide that XRP should be worth more, then it can be used if there's sufficient liquidity to solve those problems. So it's exactly backwards from what this individual is talking about. I see that mistake all the time. It's really common here. Then somebody named Be Real wrote, and this gets really interesting. Think of the money that would need. The sell pressure on the road to $20 would be huge. I don't think it's hitting anywhere near that, dude. Yeah, people said XRP would never hit $1. It blew past that, didn't it? People said that, seriously, before the bull run in 2017 of XRP. Never going to hit $1. Not a freaking chance. And now they just they say it's not a chance it's going to hit so-and-so new target. Just move the goalpost. That's what we always see. But Credible Crypto did respond, and I love this. Check this out. It won't need as much as it seems it would. Many people think the same, but it's gone 1000x plus in the last run. This would just be 100x. Regarding sell pressure, weak hands have long sold their XRP for other projects. The ones holding now won't sell soon. Damn straight, exactly. And so with each market cycle, you're going to see diminished returns. And so if you saw 1000x last cycle, maybe it will just be 100x. That could be the case, certainly. There's all sorts of analysts out there that have spouted that theory off, and I think it makes a lot of sense because there's more buyers in the space, there's more money in it, it's harder to get that type of multiplier effect. But 100x is still freaking gigantic, and it doesn't mean that it could only be that, and it doesn't mean that there won't be subsequent market cycles, which is why, in part, why I'm never going to sell all of my XRP, even when I do start selling some of it one day. And that's all perfectly fine, though. Like, that's not a negative. That's an incredible positive. 100-fold increase on your investment? You can't get that in another asset class. Oh, but it's not 1,000. Well, cry me a river. I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But yeah, so I'm part of one of the individuals here that I would certainly classify myself as strong hands. In fact, I will go down with the ship if I'm wrong. I understand this is all risky, and if I'm wrong, it goes to zero. So be it. I will, life will go on. I will live. But I definitely am not one that will sell anytime soon. And, XRP price is going to have to be substantially higher, or I'm frankly not interested. I'm not going to be interested until we hit the all-time high and start to enter price discovery. Then I'll start looking at it. It's highly unlikely I personally am going to sell anything prior to that. So there you go, $20 to $30. There's another analyst. And again, there was one just the other day that I was citing that was saying the same price range exactly. So we'll see. Again, I don't pretend to know where the price is going, but maybe there is something to this. And again, in terms of the amount of money that needs to flow in, the reason you can get a 100-fold increase, even with where XRP is today, in my opinion, is a biggest reason is that there's not that much money in it. The market cap for XRP is about $10 billion. The market cap for Bitcoin is about $200 billion, 20 times higher, right? And so to get up to that point, it's nothing crazy. 100x, I understand in other markets that's ridiculous, but we have over a decade showing us that those types of rallies, 100-fold increases, are not crazy in crypto. And again, it comes down to markets being illiquid. There's a frenzy around this. Those are the biggest reasons, in my humble opinion. So I could not be more bullish and more thankful to have this opportunity, because look, it's already been a hell of a ride, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the coming years. Like, running this channel really is my most favoritist hobby ever. It's not just something I say for the hell of it. It really is a blast following this and then getting to interact with everybody else in the community. But I will wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.